how does a narrative of familial discord, once confined to palace walls, become a global streaming event, dissected by millions and shaping the very perception of a nation's enduring institution? This question now hangs over the ongoing public discourse surrounding the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, as a profound wave of public outrage and condemnation continues to sweep across the United Kingdom and internationally. New details have intensified the friction between Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and the British monarchy, placing the couple at the epicentre of a fierce media storm. Respected historians and commentators have levied intense criticism, accusing the couple of inflicting deep emotional distress upon the monarchy's most prominent figures. This backlash has coalesced around a singular, stinging refrain heard across social platforms and traditional press outlets, urging the couple to mature and cease undermining the legacy of those who dedicated their lives to public service. This surge of viral anger reflects a deep accumulation of public resentment, stemming from what many perceive as a relentless campaign of self-interest and a distinct lack of empathy, particularly towards family members currently navigating severe health challenges. The core of the current public fury originates from accusations that the Sussexes systematically tormented Queen Elizabeth II during the final, fragile years of her historic reign. Simultaneously, they are seen as continuing to apply immense pressure on King Charles III and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, amidst their current battles with cancer. What has amplified this indignation to unprecedented levels is the widespread perception that the couple has consistently sought to commercially exploit the tragic death of Princess Diana to validate their independent media ventures. By monetizing family trauma while launching highly publicized attacks against the monarchy, the couple has ignited a deep sense of alienation among the British public, leading to widespread calls for accountability and a re-evaluation of their remaining titles and privileges. Prominent royal biographer and historian Hugo Vickers has significantly contributed to this discourse through his highly anticipated 2026 publications and subsequent broadcast appearances. Vickers did not equivocate, explicitly labelling the immense stress Prince Harry and Meghan Markle placed on Queen Elizabeth II during her final years as entirely unforgivable. The historian noted that the emotional distress inflicted upon the late monarch cannot be overstated, emphasizing that it cast a heavy shadow over her twilight years when she should have been surrounded by tranquility and familial unity. These authoritative statements from a well-regarded scholar have added substantial weight to the public perception that the California-based couple's actions extended far beyond a mere private family dispute, directly impacting the well-being of the head of state. Among the specific grievances frequently cited by commentators and the public alike is the infamous 2021 television interview with Oprah Winfrey. Watched by an estimated 50 million people worldwide, the broadcast featured a series of explosive and damaging allegations directed at the core of the royal family. This unprecedented public airing of internal grievances occurred at an exceptionally sensitive time, as the elderly Queen was already contending with her own declining health and the imminent loss of her husband, Prince Philip. The decision to launch such a public assault during a period of immense personal vulnerability for the monarch is now viewed by many as a pivotal moment that permanently fractured trust within the family and alienated millions of loyal supporters. Furthermore, the turbulent events surrounding the 2020 Megxit saga continue to be scrutinized as a primary source of institutional strain. The couple's initial demand for an unprecedented half-in, half-out role, which would allow them to retain royal patronages and titles while pursuing lucrative private commercial contracts abroad, was firmly and decisively rejected by Queen Elizabeth II. The late monarch maintained that public service required absolute dedication and could not be treated as a part-time business endeavour. This firm rejection reportedly led to further alienation, with insiders noting that the Queen subsequently became exceptionally cautious, even during private telephone conversations with her grandson, always maintaining a careful distance due to fears that private matters might later be disclosed to international media organizations. The ongoing fallout from these events has been exacerbated by the timing of the couple's various media projects. These include a controversial multi-part documentary series and a highly detailed personal memoir published in 2023. These projects, which generated tens of millions of dollars in commercial revenue, contained numerous intimate details about palace life, private conversations, and long-standing sibling rivalries. The British public has expressed deep discomfort with the fact that these disclosures were made for commercial gain, viewing it as a direct violation of the unwritten code of confidentiality that governs close familial relationships, especially within a state institution. This sentiment has become particularly acute given the current health crises facing the House of Windsor. With both King Charles III and Princess Catherine undergoing demanding treatments for cancer, the monarchy has had to significantly reduce its public-facing engagements, relying heavily on a smaller group of working royals. In this context, the continued media noise and legal battles pursued by the Sussexes are seen as an unnecessary and exhausting distraction. Members of the public frequently contrast the quiet resilience shown by the working members of the family with the vocal grievances emanating from California, leading to a sharp decline in the couple's popularity ratings within the United Kingdom. The memory of Princess Diana has also become a central battleground in this public relations war. For decades, the British people have held a deep affection for the late princess, respecting her charitable work and mourning her untimely passing. When Prince Harry frequently invokes his mother's memory to justify his break from the family and his subsequent commercial deals, it often provokes a defensive reaction from the public. Critics argue that using a historical tragedy to shield oneself from contemporary criticism is inappropriate and disrespectful to her memory, hence the widespread demand for the couple to respect her true legacy rather than capitalizing on it. Historical comparisons are frequently drawn by scholars attempting to place this modern crisis in context. Many point to the abdication crisis of 1936, when King Edward VIII chose to step down from the throne to marry Wallis Simpson. While that event caused an immense constitutional shock to the nation, observers note that the Duke of Windsor largely retired into a quiet life abroad, choosing not to spend the subsequent decades launching systematic public attacks against his brother, King George VI. The contrast with the current situation is stark, as the digital age allows for a continuous, global stream of commentary and revelation that keeps the conflict perpetually active. Public opinion polls conducted across major British cities, from London to Edinburgh, indicate that the level of sympathy for the Duke and Duchess has reached historic lows. The prevailing sentiment among ordinary citizens is one of fatigue, with many expressing a desire for the news cycle to move away from royal family disputes and focus on pressing national issues. There is a widespread feeling that the institution of the monarchy belongs to the nation as a whole, and that the continuous public discord harms the country's international standing during an already complex geopolitical period. The situation has also created a challenging dynamic for the next generation of the royal family. Prince William, as the heir to the throne, has had to manage an immense workload while supporting his wife through her recovery and raising their 3 young children. His steadfast refusal to engage in a public war of words with his brother has been widely praised by traditional commentators, who view his silence as a dignified adherence to the traditional royal mantra of never complain, never explain. This stance has solidified his position as a stabilizing force for the future of the institution. In international circles, particularly within the Commonwealth nations, the ongoing drama is viewed with a mixture of concern and fascination. The British monarchy serves as the symbolic head of this global network of nations, and its stability is seen as vital for maintaining these historical ties. The continuous stream of negative publicity is viewed by some diplomatic experts as a potential threat to the soft power that the United Kingdom exerts globally through its royal traditions, making the resolution of these internal tensions a matter of national interest.